Today we're in Tampa, Florida for our very first ever Spooky Empire, Halloween 2019. Typically we're not big horror convention people, but Spooky Empire was kind enough to invite us down as media, so we're here, and there's a couple people that we really want to meet, mainly Clive Barker, the creator, the author of the Hellraiser series. But there's a whole bunch of people here. We're going to do some grim interviews, check out some cosplay, people dressed in their Halloween best, and Jessica is holding up this year's program. Been wanting to come here for many years. This is their first time. And it's a little hard to see because it's black on black, but Jessica, to celebrate the occasion, has new pumpkin shoes by Strange Cult and Foxblood. Looking absolutely gorgeous as you always do.
Wherever I come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is that it stays. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.
First glance, this place is absolutely massive. I don't even know where to begin. So our game plan is to just roam around like mindless ghouls. Look for all things spooky, as well as people in costume or cosplay. Let's try to find something extra spooky. There's nobody dancing right now, but there is a DJ spinning 80s music, but there are monsters behind him. There is now a dancer. It's just creepy. This has been the year of the Ghostbusters, and there's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He is massive.
Swallow this. Boom.
Groovy. And there's the man himself. Halloween is not Halloween without Michael Myers. This is so beautiful and stunning. We run into Beetlejuice. Look at that. Awesome. Oh man, this guy is looking extra spooky. It is Jason Voorhees himself with a machete. You're looking pretty dangerous, man. Pretty dangerous. Looks like we got the characters from The Shining. There's Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall's character. Oh man. Oh, that's creepy cool. This is absolutely beautiful. Look, it's the Corpse Bride inspired. And him, who's just beautiful and creepy. Both of you look amazing. Absolutely stunning. Oh, here comes Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Oh, this is amazing. Like, what do you say to that? Spooky Empire is killer. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Oh my. And check it out, it's Barbara Maitland wrapped around a sandworm, or a sandworm is wrapped around her. Oh man, so cool. There's a guy over here sulking, but it looks like Happy Death Day is represented. Oh man. And he's got a knife too. Oh crap. Creepy. A few years ago, Jessica saw Ghost in concert, but look at this. That is perfect. All right, this is like round two. Seriously, wait a second, there's two of you. I don't know which one is which. Looks like we found the Bride of Frankenstein looking absolutely beautiful. And she has a heart. It's Percy Shelley's heart. Are you gonna scream? Awesome. Oh my lord. It's the cast of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Right now I'm looking at the shadows of you guys, but if I pan up, look how twisted and grotesque they all look. Stunning. Wings and all, my god. That is gorgeous. Ready? Perfect. Adam's family photo. Beautiful. Probably the more menacing of the Michaels that we've seen here today. Man, you are just truly terrifying. You know that? Just truly terrifying. And look at these two. Characters from the movie Midsummer. Amazing.
What is that? Great book. Gotta read it. It's really good. Read it.
Looks like I ran into Tim Capella from the Lost Boys, and oh my God. You know, my name is Michael, so it's just fitting. Oh man. This is absolutely phenomenal. I am a huge fan of Big Trouble in Little China. You do, sir. Are you having a good Halloween? Oh God. Beautiful. Oh, this is cool. They live. And wait a second, is there anybody even really there? It's the Invisible Man. They have this little booth set up, says Wed the Undead with BJ and Lydia, which is Beetlejuice and Lydia, put on by Cos FX. And here's some photos. And they graciously are letting us in there to do our photo op for Grim Life. Depending on the convention, they have different things set up. This one here is Wed the Undead, and here are the prices for the photo packages. Oh man, this is gonna be cool. This is amazing.
Hey, you better watch where you point that thing.
Oh boy.
I see where you're coming from. You're going low coming up, all right? That's how most chicks like it, you know?
That's true.
Hey, how you doing? You're at Spooky Empire 2019.
Hi. Happy Halloween.
Hey, happy Halloween after Halloween, because you know it's November now. You got to get out your turkeys now.
It's always Halloween in my book.
And this is your wedding day.
Well, it continues to try to be our wedding day.
Unless I have anything to say about it, that sandworm's got to come down and gobble them up, you know.
Hey, it's not my fault that your parents are
Come on,
having difficulty
Beetlejuice.
hanging with me, all right? You
I know.
You want to hang with this guy? Come on. I'm an adventure in itself. Yeah, we're just hanging out with Lydia here, you know.
I can't take him anywhere.
Hey, if you guys see Otho, tell him I'm still looking for him. He's got that plain plaid outfit on that I gave him. He hasn't forgiven me ever since then.
No, he wants to redecorate my house again. It's not happening, sorry.
And the Maitlands, what are you gonna do with them, you know? Because they're dead. Well, I like that. It's a cool guy with a cool mustache taking a cool photo of some cool people. That's amazing.
Flying high above the crowd is a ghost, but this is the official Spooky Empire booth, and it is filled with all kinds of art and goodies. I mean, look at these pictures. Beautiful. We're not going to be getting one of these posters today because they are quite expensive. They're all original, but just check them out. If anything, the color is what sells it for me. Here's one from The Creature from the Black Lagoon, and I'm not sure how well it translates, but it is in 3D, and also comes with some 3D glasses. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And they even have one here for The Exorcist. That is beautiful. Creepsville 666 is here, the original Scareware. I have a feeling Jessica might want to get this. We are big fans of Goosebumps. She's been eyeing that purse. She thinks I don't see her, but I watch. She's laughing right now.
So I'm nerding out a little bit. I did not expect to walk in here and find a merchandise booth for Creepsville 666, the original Scareware. I love this brand. They make a lot of cool stuff. You gotta check it out.
Check it out. They have pumpkin berets. You can see Jessica wearing that. Pretty much everything you can think of horror wear is here, from Vincent Price to Elvira. Monster prints on the shirts. Tales from the Crypt. The Crypt Keeper. This place has it all. But I must say, I absolutely love this Vincent Price t-shirt. Nevermore. Nevermore. That vintage Halloween bag right there. That is bad booty. Oh my god. Alright, I'm a pin junkie, and just look at these horror pins. Those are some serious bad booty. You want to see something grotesquely beautiful? Look at these creations. How realistic do they look? Man. Call me crazy, but I see everything on this table, and you know what? It makes me hungry. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine just taking a bite out of that? Nom nom nom.
We're here at Spooky Empire with Paul Acker and Semblina, world-renowned tattoo artist. If you don't know who he is, you have to check him out. He owns a tattoo parlor in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, named Seance. And I got to do the Grim interview today, which I am very excited about. I love you guys. Follow you guys on social media.
We love
you. Gotta check out Semblina. She's an amazing, amazing makeup artist, you guys. And okay, so I love you. I love you though.
I love you.
And I get to ask you today, what in all of your travels is a standout memory or a grim life moment, if you will?
Well, we have a lot of those.
Yeah, my whole life is pretty grim. I would say, I mean, Spooky Empire is probably my favorite convention because it is horror themed. Right. So I've got to meet a lot of personal heroes over the year. One year, Bruce Campbell came by my table. I think he was a little tipsy or something, maybe looking for some free stuff or something to give away. But I showed him my portfolio, took a free picture with
yeah, he saw a tattoo of himself and he was so happy. It was
so cool.
Cute.
I also got to meet one of my idols, Tom Savini, here, and I mean that was 10 years ago.
We saw your video on Tom Savini and it was awesome.
Yes, we saw the Tom Savini and we were so jealous because we never got to go to the house, but it looks amazing.
I told him we're finally taking advantage of that invite now. After we saw your video, we were like, we're going there.
But yeah, I got to tattoo Tom, and then that was 10 years ago or something, and then I tattooed him a few times, and we became, close friends. You'll send me a Christmas card, stuff like that. It's so sweet. He's the sweetest guy. Who else do we meet here? Tons of just...
Okay, is his cat on the Christmas card?
No, it's usually just, whatever.
I was hoping his cat was on it.
I think that's a good recommendation for him, though. Yeah, we always do a little Christmas card
As cat people, yes, we would always appreciate a cat card.
Well, we recognized you as soon as you walked up, and we love your videos, and it's
thank you so much for interviewing us. We're big fans of the channel.
At this point in our Spooky Empire adventure, we're going to go and do some grim interviews and get some autographs. First up, Bob Briggs.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you, sir?
What's your name?
My name is Michael.
Michael?
I met you 10 plus years ago in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And
what was I doing?
You were at a convention.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
And I have to say, I've been watching Monster Vision forever. Like, as far as I can remember, way back in the day, it was my mom when she was still alive. So you've been part of my household for years.
Well, thanks, man.
And I got goosebumps just meeting you again.
Oh, wow. Where are you from?
Well, moved all over the country. Yeah, originally from Pittsburgh, but we moved all over the country, and right now living in Orlando. But we run a YouTube channel. We travel visiting weird, strange, spooky places.
What's your YouTube channel?
Called the Grim Life Collective. Yeah, we actually follow each other on some of the social media.
That's weird, then.
So it's nice seeing you as well.
You too.
We have cards and stickers so we can give you guys.
That would be awesome. Coming up with just recommend YouTube and podcasts and stuff like that the next season. So I'll check it out.
I would like.
I would love to. So make sure I have your.
She's in charge of we're going to do a weekly horror media recommendation kind of thing.
We deal with real life horror locations and filming locations and famous graves and weird roadside attractions.
That's cool.
It's everything that this is.
Do you have one here?
What do you mean?
Weird filming location.
Oh yeah. Do you know that Rondo Hatton? He's actually buried here in Tampa, not too far from where we are.
Really? You've been to his grave site?
Been to his grave, yeah.
It's got to be like a double grave or something, right?
Something like that, right? But he's an old VFW cemetery where he's buried.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's cool.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah, glad to meet you, man.
Same again. This is beautiful. I'm kind of shaking a little bit because God.
Okay.
And you're as lovely in person as you are online. So thank you.
Thank you for everything.
Oh, we got cards and stickers for you.
Oh, okay.
Hello from Spooky Empire 2019. I am sitting here with Reco Browning, most notably known from Creature from the Black Lagoon.
That's right.
Amazing movie. You know, a couple months ago, my wife and I, we visited some of the filming locations for the movie, so this is nice to finally meet you. And we had a single question. In your time of filming Creature from the Black Lagoon, do you have a most memorable moment? Something that stands out to this day when you look back and you go, man, that was really cool.
Earning money.
Earning money? That's fair. That's a fair answer.
No, I enjoyed the work. It was hard work. The water was cold. The air temperature was cold. The water was 51. The air temperature was 49. So it was pretty chilly.
Yeah.
And the crew felt sorry for me when I came out of the water because I was cold. And one of them would give me a little shot of brandy. And the other crew member didn't know it, so he gave me a shot of brandy. Pretty soon they had a drunk preacher.
That would be a most memorable kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because you were a lifeguard, if I remember reading correctly, right?
Yeah, years before we made the creature, I was a lifeguard at Wakulla Springs.
Yeah.
And I learned how to breathe from an air hose. And the manager of the hotel, Newt Perry, was a great swimmer. And he taught us as kids, he taught us all how to swim well and to use air hoses. And we did a movie there called Tarzan with Johnny Weissmuller. And he was a great guy. And I just enjoyed working there.
I feel like I could sit here and listen to you talk for hours. I feel like I can sit here and listen to you talk for hours of different stories because I absolutely love Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's one of my all-time favorite movies.
I'm glad you like it.
But I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
You're sure welcome.
You have a great day.
Take care.
Welcome to Spooky Empire 2019 here in Tampa, Florida. I'm talking to Jonny Brugh from What We Do in the Shadows and have to subject you to the grim interview.
All right, do it.
One question. In your entire filming of What We Do in the Shadows, which is amazing by the way,
Thank you.
do you have something that's most memorable that stands out more than anything?
Do you remember this scene?
Yes.
Can you see that? So, the whole point of that scene was when the character Nick knocks on the window, he's floating around outside and he wants to come in. He goes, "Good day guys, I'm a vampire too." So in the morning, and I was never allowed to see any script, so in the morning I would turn up and go, "What are we doing?" And they would go, "Well, the scene's with Nick coming in the window." And I go, "Great. Okay, let's do it." And they would go, "So what shall we be doing when he comes in?" "Watching TV." I went, "Okay, yeah." And they said, "You got any ideas?" And I went, they'd written the script, they spent 7 years writing the script, and was going, no, what do you think? And I thought that Deacon should probably be an erotic dancer and a knitter, so I did an erotic dance. And everyone went, yes, let's do the erotic dance. 40 minutes, go away, get a fishnet singlet on because that rocks, fishnet singlet rock. Find some music, so we found a Snake Charming song, which you don't hear because we didn't have rights to it. So I was dancing to a Snake Charming piece of music. And then action, and then I just got to dance. And the beauty of it is that just keep dancing and don't stop. And when you're lost, just find somewhere new, keep going. And so there's like 30 or 40 people standing, you know, all the crew are standing up against a wall. There's Taika behind the camera watching the screen, and there's Jermaine standing there like this, watching me, and I'm trying to be sexy. Dancing.
Can you say that again?
So which part?
The sexy part.
Oh, I'm trying to be sexy?
It was just funny because, like, never mind, I don't know. Well, yeah, so you made up that dance on the spot?
Just winged it, yeah. Well, like everything in the film, we just sort of wing it.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
That's cool. That movie, my wife and I, we quote that a lot.
Which parts?
I didn't know pretty much every part of it, but we find ourselves saying swearwolves, not werewolves more than anything.
Yes, good.
Well, I have that backwards.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Werewolves, not swearwolves.
Yeah.
But great movie. Thank you for taking with us.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Glad you had a good time.
Happy Halloween.
Yes, and to you.
We're rolling. Thank you for joining the Grim Life Collective here at Spooky Empire 2019 in Tampa, Florida. I'm standing with James Ransone from It Chapter 2.
That's right.
It's quite a pleasure.
Thanks, man.
We do this thing called a Grim interview. Basically, it's one question.
Right.
In your time of filming It Chapter 2, is there anything that stands out more than the rest?
There's a lot that stands out about that movie, but people talk to me about the puke scene a lot, where I get thrown up on, and the demon bum. Who, by the way, looks a lot like Willem Dafoe in Born on the 4th of July.
I can see that.
He looks like a Vietnam vet. Anyway, when they puked on me and they throws up gallons and gallons and gallons and gallons of brown tempera paint in my mouth. A lot of people don't know this. That was the last thing that I shot in that movie, which meant that I waited months. We shot that movie for so long, and they just kept moving it because I'd be like, all right, like we're gonna get the puke thing out of the way today, and they would like run out of the day, and then literally my going away present was about 8 gallons of brown puke in my mouth, and it was so much that I almost passed out because I couldn't breathe.
I can't even imagine what that would be like.
Hey man, I think Ted Raimi's got a story about when they did, is it Evil Dead 2? You should ask him about it. He has a very similar thing where his brother made him dress up in that he plays the old witch lady, and he made him stand around for hours. And if you watch in the movie, all of Ted Raimi's sweat comes out of his ear. It's like a gallon of sweat, which is worse than getting puked on, I think.
Well, because it's actually like, you know, real sweat. It's bodily fluids.
I just wouldn't want to be in that goddamn costume for that long.
Years ago, I met up with him and I did a Grim interview with him. So you're like joining this ranks of like horror, Grim life, Grim interview weirdness. And I'm telling you what, that was a good story, man.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, no problem.
Welcome to Spooky Empire 2019. We're in Tampa, Florida. I'm sitting with Michael Alcott from The Devil's Rejects in 31, and I didn't know this. You also do stand-up comedy.
That's right, 20 years in, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So we have this thing, it's called the Grim Interview, and basically it's one question, pretty simple. We're a travel documentary YouTube channel, and all of your career of filming or personal life, maybe specifically Devil's Rejects, do you have a most memorable moment?
Yes, I was in the mountains, like I say. I just got this part I read for, and Rob made this part just for me, this ticket salesman part. And again, I didn't know who none of the actors were or anything. I'm just going because I read this part. And what do I see sitting there while I'm waiting is a clown walk up and say, "Hey, what the fuck's going on here?" And come to find out, it said, "Hey." So that was my first time meeting Sid and didn't know who he was. But imagine being in the middle of nowhere, having a clown walk up on you and scare the living shit out of you. But that was my first and memorable moment of Devil's Reject.
That's cool.
You know, and it was Sid, and Sid's no longer here, which I got to work with him a few times, and it's a blessing I got to do that.
We met Sid years ago in Lexington, Kentucky. It's weird how I remember these things.
Right.
And on screen, he's a force to be reckoned with,
right.
and in person, he was very soft-spoken and very polite and
grandfatherly.
Kind. Right.
He's like the nicest man ever.
Yeah. Very well.
You know, he's been in old school, old shows back on TV. You know, he's been around for a long time. So he's done a lot of things. So,
I asked him about Spider Baby, and he was like, "You saw that movie?" I was like, "Yep."
Yeah, he was a real nice man, and I'm just glad I got to work with everybody, including Rob Zombie. But Rob is an awesome guy too. That's another thing. Meeting Rob,
I can't even imagine.
Man, he is such a nice man. Always pleasant. Wife is pleasant. Everybody's always real nice. So yeah, man.
Well, thank you for taking the time.
I appreciate y'all very much.
Nice meeting you.
Spooky Empire 2019.
This is a little intimidating, just being honest.
That's okay.
Friday the 13th series scared the crap out of me when I was growing up. I'm standing here with CJ Graham at Spooky Empire in Tampa, Florida. And most well known from Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives.
That's right.
We have to subject you to our Grimm interview.
The Grimms, right?
Yes.
That's what it's better known as?
That's what they call us, the Grimm.
The Grimms. Okay, I can do that.
One question.
2 answers.
In your time of filming, let's say Jason Lives, do you have something that stands out more than the rest? Like a most memorable memory?
Of course. My very, very first scene.
Okay.
And it may not be the big gory scene you anticipate, but the first time I put that wardrobe on and I stepped on the screen and the director said action, to me that's got the most memorable to me because I've never been on the set before. There's a scene where Jason's profile comes into the screen, the mobile home is behind it, it's rocking, and I turn and tilt my head. That's my very first scene. So for me, I always remember that because it was an opportunity to say, I did this. And now when I do get that question periodically, now the second question or the answer I said is usually what's the best kill?
Right.
Breaking the sheriff's back. And again, it's not blood or guts, which a lot of people expect, but the power it would take just to bend somebody up like a crispy critter.
You're a massive man. I can see why they'd have you play that character, and I'm just trying to put myself behind the mask, if you will, like what it would be like to stand in those shoes and be Jason.
I'll tell you this, anybody, all fans, as soon as you put a mask on, or you put a Superman costume or Batman costume, Superwoman costume, you become a character. And if you've ever done it, and I'm talking to all the fans that do it, as soon as you put a wardrobe on, it's so simple to slip right into that character. And people become visible, they're just powerful.
Right.
As far as the Jason, I'm around 6'3", 6'4", 250, so it was kind of natural. I'd only been out of the military a few years, so I still had a presence about how I did my job. And to this day, I consider myself pretty big. So anyway, that's your 2 answers for your own question.
Perfect. And you knew that there would be 2 answers to that question.
Yeah, I did.
Thank you for talking with me.
Bye, everybody.
I'm with Dee Snider, the legendary Dee Snider of Twisted Sister. It changed my life, man. But I want to ask you a question, a grim interview about your movie Strangeland. In that movie, or the filming of that movie, do you have anything that stands out, like the most memorable moment?
Well, yeah. Well, you know, whenever I get these questions, I always go with the first thing that flashes in my mind, and this flashes in my mind. When I wrote Strangeland, you know, I've been writing screenplays for a while, but I hadn't had anything produced. And I had a pretty crazy idea for a movie, and when it actually got to be made, which was an incredible experience, we were filming the scene where, in the middle of the movie, halfway through, where Captain Howdy gets captured, where the father, the cop, arrives in the lair, and there's all these victims all around. It was a huge scene. There was bodies strung up, mouths sewn shut, and you know, and Genevieve, Linda Cardellini, who was now a famous actress, naked in a cage, right? And I've just been shot. I'm laying flat down on the ground, and they're filming the scene where the father's letting his daughter out. And they go, and action! And I'm laying on the ground in full Captain Howdy, and I start laughing. And I go, cut! I mean, this is a very serious, powerful scene. And I go, Dee, what are you laughing about? I go, I just remembered sitting in my basement, typing this scene. He lays on the floor face down as Gage tries to get his daughter out of the cage. And just the reality that it was brought to life like this just overwhelmed me, and the only thing I could do was laugh. I said, okay, good, stop laughing, roll camera, to film the scene, you know, and cut, and I'm laying on the floor in my loincloth, and I hear Linda Cardellini in her cage with her mouth sewn shut go, your balls are showing. And apparently when I fell in my loincloth and I was pointed at the cage, a young Linda Cardellini got to see the family jewels.
Crazy.
True story. She's still scarred.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
One question, two answers.
Oh, yes.
Look how steady her hand was.
Thank you.
She's like a rock. She's a statue.
Right? She practiced.
She's frozen. Yeah, right? She's unflappable. Quick, grab her ass. Flap her. Oh, she moved.
This is Jessica and Michael.
Hi, handsome.
They have a great...
Hello. There you are. Jessica.
It's quite an honor to meet you, sir. You want that signed?
Jessica.
Just $25. Oh, yeah.
Are you here tomorrow, Jessica?
Only today.
Everybody's only today.
Okay.
The reason I ask is because we need some dancers for my program.
Shimmy. I'm not so good at dancing.
You're not too good dancing?
Not too good at dancing. I'm a wiggler.
You're what?
I'm a wiggler. I wiggle.
Let it try though, huh? What do you want to say?
Could we add to Michael too? Is that okay?
What?
Could we add to Michael as well? Is that okay?
Michael?
Yeah.
And Michael. Sure now. How's that?
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
I didn't have a chance.
Is it okay if I get a photo with you?
Yes, is it all right?
Yeah. And they also wanted to interview you as well.
It's the purple and the black. Okay, tilt your head back so you can see it. Good.
I'm doing a picture.
Yeah, you hold it because it's blocking the...
It does, yeah.
Just look up a little bit.
Yep. Perfect.
I'm a little nervous because you're a little intimidating.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love Big Trouble in Little China.
You do?
It's one of my all-time favorite John Carpenter movies.
Why do you think that movie stayed on and had its legs?
Oh, man. Well, I don't know if it was the time that it came out. You know, like how they have like the 80s like horror kind of comedy mashup that you don't really get today. But one of my favorite, I just love everything about it, really.
Yeah. It was way ahead of its times, I think, you know. Carpenter had that foresight of combining the Chinese movies with the American movies and then made this Big Trouble in Little China that has the humor, sense of humor, plus the action.
Right.
So, and Kurt and Kim Cattrall, everybody just a perfect fit for their roles, don't you think so? And so, as it went on, people started to discover what's behind the characters, why Carpenter did what he did. As usual, you know, Carpenter's films always has an underlying purpose, and I think he sort of took that Raymond Chow of the Chinese kung fu films and made an American film, but it had more, you know. It had that John Carpenter stamp on it, and people discovered as it went on. In the beginning, when they first released it, Fox didn't put the publicity behind it. It wasn't very popular. It didn't box office, it was very mediocre. But the audience discovered it afterwards, even though Fox didn't push it. Don't you think so?
Yeah, you know, in your time of filming Big Trouble in Little China, you know, while you were there on set, is there anything that stands out, like as a memory of like, I can't believe I'm here doing this?
Steve Johnson was the original special effects man, and when I went into his studio, he pinched my face. He says, "Gee, you're the first real live actor I've worked on," you know, and he became very famous, of course. But in those days, they didn't have special effects. The old man makeup literally took 9 to 10 hours to put on. I was falling asleep and hypnotizing myself on the barber chair while they put that old man makeup,
right.
You know, so nowadays, of course, this can easily be done. But everything we did was not electronic, so to say. It was the real thing, the sets, the action, everything was for real.
You know, while we were standing in line to meet you to get your autograph and get a picture, which has been a highlight of our Spooky Empire this year, you were saying certain things, like different calls, like I guess from the film, so to speak, different, you know, what do you want, and this and that. Do you have a favorite line from the movie?
Well, I think one of them was, "Shut up, Mr. Burton, you're not put on this earth to get it." You know, it's a good line.
That's a great line, yeah.
Because the stupid Kurt Russell at that point says, "Oh, I didn't get it," you know. And then I come back with that line. It points out how silly some things are in the English language.
I 100% agree with you on that one. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, okay.
Nice talking with you. Yes. I call it spooky hands.
Believe that this is happening. So we're about to leave Spooky Empire, and what do I happen to come across but an Elvira pinball machine? And a lot of you guys have asked how me and Michael met, and believe it or not, we met over talking about Elvira pinball machine many years ago. And it's a long story from there, but this is what brought us together, was an Elvira pinball machine. So this one here, though, is not the one we actually met over. That one was from, I believe, a 1988 release. A fellow here, Andrew at Stern, let me know.
Let's get started.
This is a brand new release, not even on the market. The only one, I believe he said, in the East Coast. It debuted, what, last week? In Chicago for the first time. And my God, is she beautiful. Look at this.
Spooky Empire 2019. Words cannot even really express how awesome this was. I had such a blast. I didn't think I was going to have this much fun. Clive Barker, James Hong, everybody we got to meet. What'd you think, Jessica? Breathtaking, correct?
I've had a few moments where I've been holding back tears of joy. I've had moments where I'm holding back tears from laughter. My heart is 5 times bigger than when I came in, and I'm floating on air right now.
The big question is, next year for Spooky Empire 2020, spring and Halloween, would you do it again?
I would do it again. I might even try to be a vendor at a future convention here.
We can do that, vendor and media.
For Grim Life Collective?
Just a reminder, we were invited here by Spooky Empire for this, and this was our very first time, and this was awesome. Well worth the entire day we were here.
I come, bad luck just comes my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.